teammates a few weeks ago at the 6 hour, and now we're against each other. So it's yeah, no, it's great. It's good to see him back too. It's great, yeah.
All right, this next race is starting, but we'll just quickly finish it. The bike any different to last year?
Yeah, new bike this year.
The
RR version, so yeah. A bit more horsepower than the other one, so no, that helps.
It does indeed. All right, back to you, Spider.
In turn 1, but 28. Oh, somebody's on the inside there, kicking up the dust. It's a bit of a dust storm there, but everyone through turn 1 and turn 2 safely. I don't know how they got away with that. There's Shane Richardson on the 28 machine, the Moritone Kawasaki ZX6 gets a break on the field. They're qualifying. And we're going to move over to see what the qualifying was. Shane Richardson. Actually, he hasn't got the break that I thought he would have had with his experience overseas this year. A 139.46, a 131.760 for Toby Summers, who returns to 600 racing after a couple of seasons on the Superstock 1000. Was going to sell up, even as tyre warmers. He was walking away until Carl Fox Motorsport come along and says, we want to try 600. And Toby has won here and won at Timaru in the New Zealand Superbike Championship 600 Supersport class. So couple of different styles of bike eligible. It's a 600. Here we've got Formula 2, which is pretty well open, smaller class. But in the New Zealand Superbike Championships, you have the 600cc four-cylinder bikes, which all the Japanese brands provide a good weapon. And you're also allowed three-cylinder 675 machines, which you've got the Triumph, and you've also got the MV Augusta, and that is the ruling. But here it's a little bit more open than the Formula 2 class, and I think we saw a couple of seasons ago, we saw Sean Harris bring out an older bike that didn't meet the Supersport rules, run it in Formula 2, then turned it into a three-cylinder 450 for the New Zealand Championships for the Formula 3 Ultra class. So already a reasonable gap there from Shane Richardson. They go into turn 1 and tight racing there. Who is that? It is Rogan Chandler. And on the 15 machine, Rogan Chandler on the 15 machine, I think, and then behind him, Toby Summers on the 22, the Mad Love Media supported Power Sports, Kawasaki ZXR. We go back into David Hall. David Hall, wow, this is an old bike David's got. I'd say this is probably 2008 or something. David Hall, oh, he's a legend, and particularly in the wet, but David Hall put on a strong crew on the number 34 bike. The first of the Triumphs, Ashton Hughes, the Air Force technician from Ohio, Avalon Pedal 21 on the Kawasaki, Jacob Stroud, followed by Rex Mincher, the local man on number 23, Nathan Jane, a legend in his first season in Pro Twins in New Zealand Superbike Championship, went to Invercargill the first time, set a lap record, now moved up into the 600 class, and Jake Keller there in 10th spot. Jaden Galway on the 155 Triumph, Tyler Fern, John Crawford, Jeff Crute, and Scott Dowman there in 15th spot. So the lap record for Formula 2 class, a 132.44, 132.962 for Shane Richardson. But remember, that's on the first lap, so that's got to allow for a cold start there and just him getting to grips and finding out how well his tyres are warmed up. So we're going to look at the lap times very, very closely today. A 132.44, and that's by Damon Rees. Right now, a 136.78 for Shane Richardson, 131.9, 132.027 for third place Toby Summers, as we see those two bikes coming out of turn 1 here. Rogan Chandler, Toby Summers, Yamaha versus Kawasaki, with the Kawasaki at the front. David Hall, a little bit of a lonely ride there on the 34 machine. Avalon Biddle's moved up on the bright yellow bike, and have a look through Avalon Biddle, supported by MTF, Motor Trade Finance, Kawasaki NZ, Spectrum Motorcycles, Aussie Performance, Motor, CRC, CD Boots, Pirelli, Rhino Power, Formula Pit HPC, Carl Fox Motorsport, Higher Sun Cup. But she's been hounded as they go into turn 7. Who's in behind her? I think that's Nathan Jane. Yeah, Nathan Jane on the number 97 machine. Avalon with the bright leathers and that, and yeah, that bike of Nathan James is just a little bit quicker coming out of turn 7, going that big past left-hander, turn 8, Neil Ritchie.
Yes, indeed. Thanks, Spider, and delighted to be joined up here by F1 pilot and Connor London. First of all, Connor, welcome home. It's Taupo. Good to be home?
Yeah, for sure. It's real good to be home. It's not as warm as I'm used to, but it's warming up now, so yeah, it's really awesome to be here. All
right, Connor, this might normally be a class that you would be in, but now you've gone for the big stuff to go with Superbikes and Formula 1. What's this ZX10 like?
Yeah, we made the move up this year to the Superbike class on the Kawasaki ZX10, and yeah, it's a massive step forward for me after doing the World Championship on the 600. Didn't get the results we needed. It wasn't the best season, but now we come back here and we're starting to make some great steps forward on this Kawasaki, and you know, we had it 3 weeks ago. It was a road bike, and it doesn't take much to get it into a competitive superbike, and it is a competitive superbike now, and we haven't done much to it whatsoever. I mean, it's easier to ride than I expected, to be honest. I was expecting something that was a pure animal, and they are hard to ride, but it's a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying it.
Right, hey Taupo, this is your home track. What's your expectations for today?
To be honest, our goal for today is just to, you know, keep moving forward. Yesterday was the first time riding the bike, so we're just trying to make some improvements and keep moving forward. But, you know, top 10 would be good. But the main thing is just, you know, getting our lap times down and getting consistent with it, so that, you know, come nationals we're right up there. But for sure today we just want to go top 10 and stay consistent.
Right, and next year have you got an eye on what you want to be doing, where you want to be?
Not just yet. At the moment, our focus is on the New Zealand Championship and getting the Kawasaki on the podium. You know, there's a lot of Kawasaki's taking over both the F2 and F1 this year, so it's a strong field for Kawasaki, and hopefully we can represent them well.
Now, what about a ZX6? Because Shane Richardson could do with somebody out there. He's making this look so good. Is it him, or in fact are these Kawasaki's that good?
Well, Shane's one of the, you know, the top riders we got in New Zealand at the moment after you saw him in the AMA Championship. For sure, the Kawasaki's one of the best bikes. I think he likes the ZX6 more than the 636, what he was riding in the AMA, but, you know, I'm sure whatever you put Shane on, he's going to go fast, but for sure he's on a good bike too.
Right, Connor London, lovely to have you with us. All the best for the series, and hope to see you on a podium, and we can do another interview at some stage.
Oh, 2 bikes down. In fact, 1 bike's not down yet. Toby Summers, David Hall went up on the inside at turn 1 there and lost his front end and knocked Toby Summers' bike out, and Toby onto the track. They're both up and all right and pushing their bike out of the way, but Toby's bike continuing on for another 30 metres until it fell over, and looks like he might be trying to rejoin the track, does Toby Summers. So both of them up and okay, looking out to the lead bike there, and it still is Shane Richardson on the 28 machine, listed in the program as running Dunlop tyres, but indeed he has changed to Pirelli's. Run Dunlops in America. They run a different compound over there, different type of material due to the chemicals they make them with, and back here on Pirelli's, and they're back here hunting his fastest lap, the lap record 1:36. The lap record is a 1:30.2, and that is by Damon Rees. Sadly, Damon out for the New Zealand Championships and the Suzuki Series after breaking his foot quite badly in Australia maybe 2 months ago, and he's around the pits supporting everybody and got a smile on his face. His partner Talia has got sharing crutches. They both got the same foot buggered. Hers was from a netball incident, but that's what's happening. So drama in turn 1 here for the Formula 2 race. We have 3 laps to go out of 10 laps, Neil Ritchie.
Shane Richardson, who's both positions, 8+ second advantage, but Rogan Chandler, this young Sydney kid, I've just enjoyed his progress and what an equal he's been, and to got from here now to the second place of the quite a promising story about Rogan. He finding the bike last year when he was a lone spectator at the first round of the championships in Europe.
Well, he ran the Triumph 675 in the Suzuki Series along with the Norton Commander in the Classics, and it's a great race in that, but the bike, they pulled the 675 apart, found they couldn't get the parts for it, and he went down to Ruapuna without a machine, and I knew one of the guys that was sidelined with an injured back with an R3, so lined everyone up, got the right shock for him, and Yamaha New Zealand sat up and noticed him towards the end of the season, gave him a Yamaha R3, and also assisted him to get over to Australia during the season in his final race over there, I think at Phillip Island with the MotoGP, and all this time they were setting him up to ride a 600 and already running around in second position. His lap times are pretty healthy there. 1:31.5 his fastest lap, 1:32.8, so he knows where he sits in the position there. I don't know whether everyone's got lap boards down there, but riding a mature race. We go back in the 3rd place, and there is Nathan Jane, and Avalon Biddle settled into 4th place on the MTF Kawasaki 600. So what's Nathan Jane riding? He'd be on a Kawasaki, I'm sure. So Oh, he's on a Suzuki, sorry. He's on a Suzuki, we get the correction there. So Ashton Hughes in 5th place on the Triumph. Jacob Stroud there on the beautiful sounding 3-cylinder Indy Augusta, brought to you by Hallicraft. And great to see the team Hallicraft with Radar there, the mechanic there. He's writing down notes all the way through. This guy's a meticulous worker. Been around the scenes for possibly about 40 years playing with motorcycle. Not playing, mate, right up to the MotoGP level. And what a great team the Hallicraft team is.
Shane, Brogan, Nathan, everyone. Last year, this man can ignite the street circuit. He comes from Greymouth. He's a home on the local mate here. I'll tell you what, when it comes to this year, the North Island was based out of Bulls, remember it? And this was his favourite track of them all. So if he's running there in a very good fit position, not going to do better at his home track at Manfield, but in particular with what he did last year. A 7 down will be an 8 lap by the time these guys cross the from Brogan Chandler, looking back to Nathan Jane there from Avalon Middle, looking out to Jacob Stroud, Jake Keller, so there's Toby. So Toby's still in there, 8th place. What a recovery. Setback for him, but he's got strictly to do and approach is just fantastic. As we look now to the checkered flag to come forward. This man, Shane Richardson, back coming what a year this man's had in the United States of America.
Well, a bit too easy. It's all about concentration. It's all about, well, I tell you what, he's had the year with Seth Devereaux, and Seth setting up the bike, and that's Seth's set to come home. I think he's home today and that. So it's good to see he can get back into his old team with his father, grandfather,